Hello, Elly here from Thankful Flow Yoga. Welcome to day 11 in 30 days of yoga. So I've been guiding you through in this series some different types of flows and meditations. So I hope you've been enjoying it so far. Today we are going to be doing a eagle themed flow. So we're going to be working into eagle pose, of course, as a peak pose in this class, but we're going to be doing lots of movements that bring us towards that pose and really stretching into the hips and the shoulders. But also eagle is a very grounding posture. We have to have such a strong inner line of energy with eagle, and there's so much focus and concentration within the mind as well. So really taking different options that are offered today and taking what feels right to you as always. Our deer pose to get started today, with the right leg bent in, left leg coming out. Either bent in with my left heel coming towards my left hip, or you could have that leg straight if that feels better on your knee joint. So just being mindful on what feels right for you. So right fingertips come down. Inhale, sweep the left fingertips up, lift up and out from the waist. Exhale, float over to the right. Breathing here. And coming away from the stretch, left hand comes to the right knee or thigh, right hand comes out behind. Inhale, lift up and out from the waist. Exhale, twist to the right. Send your gaze over your right shoulder. Inhaling here, lifting the ribs away from the hips. Exhale, sinking into your twist. Well done, and unraveling. Now we'll move on to the other side. So left leg's bent in and the right leg, the right heel's coming in towards the right hip. But if that does not feel right for you, then you're going to lengthen that right leg instead. Okay. So left fingertips come down to the mat. Inhale, reach the right fingertips up, lifting your ribs away from your hips. Exhale, stretching over to the left side this time. Breathing into that space, feeling that opening all the way down that right side body. Breathing here. Well done, and releasing. So right hand comes to the left knee or thigh, left hand comes out behind. Inhale, lift the ribs away from the hips, make space. Exhale, we twist to the left. Sending your gaze over the left shoulder or in that direction. Breathing here. Seeing if you can find a gentle lift through the chest as you inhale. And sinking into that space you created on your exhale. And releasing, coming back to center. And then we're going to bring the legs out in front, and we're going to take a Gomukhasana position with the legs. So this is a really good way, if you're working with eagle, to get used to that internal hip rotation. So what we're going to do is hook our right leg over the left, and we're working towards having the knees stacked here. So don't worry if the knees are not stacked, that's just what we're moving towards, but we're really hooking the leg over. So different from when we do our Marichyasana or our half lord of the fish and the sole of the foot's on the mat. Here the sole of the foot's not on the mat, we're hooking it over like we're crossing our legs. So you're either going to work here or you're bending that underneath leg too. So coming into that position through the legs. And then we inhale, reach the fingertips up, lift up and out from the waist. Exhale, bring your arms out to the side, and then we're going to cross them over. So we're going to bring this left arm over the right, and you're either going to take a hug here, or you can start to take your eagle arms. So you start to bend through the arms, and either the backs of the hands could be coming together, Or maybe you're taking the next hook and the palms of the hands are coming together here. So finding our eagle arms. And then what we're doing is we're really lifting. So we're pointing the fingertips and lifting them up towards the ceiling, finding that stretch into the shoulders. So breathing here. Seeing if you can draw the belly in a little here too. So stabilizing through the core. Inhaling and exhaling. Well done. And see if you could start to take a little fold forward here. Again, this could be really, really small fold. This doesn't have to be anything major. We're still at the beginning of the practice. I know you probably feel like you're curled up like a pretzel. Inhale, come back to center. Well done. Unravel the arms and unravel the legs. Take a little shake out. So we'll find our Gomukhasana legs on the other side now. So left leg hooks over. Either working here with the leg underneath straight, or you're going to bend the underneath leg as well. So working towards stacking these knees. Inhale, reach your fingertips up. Exhale, float the arms out to the side. This time the right arm's coming over the left. Either take your hug here, or you could take your eagle, so bending the arms, backs of the hands could come together for eagle, or you've got the palms of the hands coming together. But remember to lift, so lifting up through the fingertips, breathing. Trying not to round through the spine here. Finding your breath. And take an inhale. On your exhale, see if you can take a little fold forward. Again, doesn't have to be a big fold, could be really subtle. Feeling that stretch into the hips, keeping your eagle arms. Well done. Inhale, come back up to center and unravel the arms. Well done. Unravel the legs. Bring the soles of the feet down to the mat, and you can take a little window wipe with the legs here from side to side. Now moving into tabletop position. We'll inhale, reach the right fingertips up to the ceiling. And then exhale, float the right hand through. Inhale, reach the right fingertips up. Send your gaze in that direction as well. Exhale, float the right arm underneath. Inhale, reach the right fingertips up. Exhale, float the right arm through. Bring it back to center, and we'll come on to the other side. So inhale, reach the left fingertips up. Exhale, thread the left arm through. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, threading through. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, threading through. And last one now. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, threading through. Coming back to tabletop position. Tuck your toes under, and we'll walk the feet in towards the hands, coming into a standing forward fold. So feet are roughly hip width. You can bend the legs as much as you need to. Let the head and the upper body hang heavy. Start to take some gentle movement, maybe a gentle sway back and forth. Shift a bit of weight into the balls of the feet, the mounds of the big toes. And then we'll inhale, keeping softness in the legs. Draw the belly in, curl the body up to standing. So imagine really peeling the body up one vertebrae at a time. Lifting your head up last. Rolling the shoulders back, letting the shoulder blades run down your back. From here, coming into our Surya Namaskar A, so our sun salutation A, we inhale, reach the fingertips up to the sky, lifting the ribs away from the hips. Exhale, fold forwards, bend the legs as much as you need to. Uttanasana. Inhale, lift the chest, lengthen the spine, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Fingertips could come to the ground, or they can come to the shins or the thighs. Exhale, bring the hands down to the mat, step the feet back, find a plank position, or you could drop your knees straight down here. So then we'll move through our chaturanga. So inhaling, coming into either an upward facing dog or a cobra. If you're in your cobra, the thighs are down on the mat and you're just lifting the chest. Exhale, we make our way back to downward facing dog, or you could take a child's pose. Hips are lifting away from the ribs, pressing the mat away with your hands. Taking a pedal out through the feet if you need to. More important to get that length through the spine, then for the legs to be straight. If the legs need to have a bend and that helps you get the lift, then that could be a really good option. Inhale, send the gaze between the hands, step or walk the feet in, lift the chest, lengthen the spine, find your halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, sweep the fingertips up to the sky, lifting and lengthening. Exhale, bring your hands through to heart center and Jali Mudra. So now we're going to come into sun salutation B. So some of you might like to step the feet in slightly closer together here, but see what works for you. So we're going to inhale, sit the hips back, find our Utkatasana, our chair pose. So belly's lifting away from the thighs. Thighs are squeezing in together, strong in a line of energy. Exhale, we forward fold. Inhale, lift the chest, lengthen the spine. Exhale, float the hands down to the mat. Step the feet back to plank and work through your vinyasa. So inhaling into either an upward facing dog or cobra. And then exhaling back to a downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep your right foot through between the hands, reach the fingertips up to the sky, find a high lunge, lifting up and out from the waist. Float your arms out to the side. Float the arms out to the side, draw them in together, and we're going to bring the left arm over the right and take either a hug or take your eagle arms, reaching the fingertips upwards. Breathing here. Finding your breath. Release your arms from eagle. You can bring them into the hips and step your back foot in. So we've got the hips shining forwards, the back foot's at a slight angle. So getting ready for our pyramid pose. So inhale, reach the crown of your head to the ceiling. Exhale, fold forwards, keep the right hip tucked in. So folding over your front leg. Breathing here. Option to bring the hands down to the mat. If that's in your practice, you can be working the forehead in towards the shin, but only if that feels good for you. That's just an option. You do not have to take it. Inhale, coming away from your pyramid pose, draw the belly in, keep the spine long as you come back up. And now we're going to step the back foot in and find our eagle on the right side. So grounding into your right foot. So starting off for eagle is we're going to bend through the legs, a bit like when we're doing our Utkatasana. So we're bending through the legs and we're putting the weight into the right leg and we're hooking our left leg over, and you could bring your toes down to the mat and be working here. The next option is maybe hooking that foot right around the back of the right leg. But that won't be accessible for everyone, that won't feel right for everyone, so really take what feels right for you. Then bring the arms out to the side, and this right arm comes over the left, and you either take a hug or you take your eagle arms. So what we're going to do here is really sink down with the hips but lift up with the fingers. So breathing. So the whole body is kind of squeezing in together here. So really strong inner line of energy, grounding, strong connection to earth. Breathing into any wobbles and shakes. Well done. Start to unravel the arms and the legs. Take a little shake out if you need to. And from here, we're going to take a big step back with that left foot. So from here, we're going to take a big step back with that left foot. So coming back to a high lunge. And then float the hands down to frame the front foot. Step it back. And flow through your vinyasa, inhaling upward facing dog or cobra, and exhaling back to downward facing dog. On to the other side, sweeping that left foot through between the hands, reach the fingertips up, lifting up and out from the waist, float the arms out to the side, bring them around. Right arm comes over the left, either taking the hug or taking your eagle arms, reaching the fingertips up, lifting here. Then unraveling the arms, bring the hands into the hips, step that back foot in slightly. So right toes are at a slight angle, hips are shining forwards. Inhale, reach the crown of your head to the ceiling. Exhale, keeping the spine long, fold forwards, keep that left hip tucked in, finding your pyramid pose. Option to work higher up, or you can bring your hands down to the mat. Breathing into the back of that left leg. And start to take a deep inhale, lifting the chest away from the fold. Coming back up to center and step your right foot in. So this time we'll take eagle on the other side, so bending through the legs, grounding into that left foot. So similar to our Utkatasana position, right leg hooks over. You could be working here, toes could be touching the mat, or you're maybe taking that hook around. So find your root of the pose, find the position with the legs first, then we take the arms, so the left arm comes over the right, either taking a hug or taking the eagle position, so sink down with the hips, lift up through the arms. Breathing here. Well done. Start to unravel. And then we'll take a big step back with the right foot, finding that high lunge position. Float the hands down to frame the front foot, step it back to plank. We'll take our final chaturanga. Inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhaling back to downward facing dog. Taking a moment here to reconnect with your breath. And then inhale, send the gaze between the hands, step or walk the feet in, lift the chest, lengthen the spine, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come back to your Utkatasana to finish off our Surya Namaskar B. So sitting the hips back, thighs squeezing in together. Exhale, hands to heart center, coming back to Tadasana. Take a deep breath here. And then we'll bring the feet slightly further than hip width apart on our mat, toes pointing out. Inhale here, and on the exhale, start to bend through the legs, and we're going to come down into Malasana. So taking any support that you need here, if you need a block under the hips or a couple of blocks, you can absolutely take that. You can make it into a seated Malasana, bring your hips down to the mat if you need to. So really letting the elbows press into the inside of the knees, and let the inside of the knees press back into the elbows here. So getting that opening into the hips and allowing the crown of the head to reach up towards the ceiling. Drawing the belly in, engaging through Mula Bandha, so engaging your pelvic floor, the muscles at the seat of the pelvis, our root lock. Well done, and releasing from your Malasana, so bring your hips down to the mat however you need to. And we're going to bring our soles of the feet together here and let the knees drop out to the side, so finding our bound angle position, Baddha Konasana. So you can bring your hands just lightly rest around the ankles here, and again taking any support you need underneath the thighs. Inhale, grow the spine tall, reach the crown of the head to the ceiling. Exhale, fold forwards, leading with the chest. So leading with your chest bone, keeping that space. Breathing. Closing the eyes if that feels good too. Inhaling, lifting the chest away from the fold. And you can bring the legs just back to a comfortable seated position on your mat. I'm cross-legged, but it can be legs out in front, whatever works for you. And then we're going to bring the hands back to heart center. Close down your eyes. Or take a steady gaze out in front. And take a moment to sit here with your breath. Noticing the chest rise and fall as you breathe. Seeing if you can feel your rib cage expand. Just allowing this practice to absorb. Noticing the connection between your hands and this area of the body. Making space for stillness. And observing whatever comes up when we start to get still. Opening your eyes and releasing the hands when you're ready. Coming back into the physical body. Thank you so much for being here and joining me for this eagle themed flow. Day 11 in our 30 days of yoga in January, or whenever you're doing this. Please do comment and feedback to me on how you're getting on. I love hearing from you. And do subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. It's completely free. It just helps to support this kind of free online yoga resource. Link below to the other things that I offer and that I do. And I can't wait to see you again for some more flows. Take care and thank you so much. Bye bye.